Hello kids, today we have already read about um, whole chapter Indian Constitution, that why we need laws, why laws are important, why there is a what is the main role of Constitution, what we mean about the rule of law, what is the legitimacy of law, why law is so important for everyone, as well as what are laws and what are dissent और कुछ dissent जो होते हैं जो अच्छे होते हैं, that is salt satyagraha and the anti-liquor agitation. We have read all this. Now our chapter is completed. Today we will discuss the question answers of this chapter, as we have 6 chapters that is going to be in our periodics, and we have already completed the third one. So next 3 chapters we gonna do it in our, hopefully in Microsoft Office, Microsoft team. So let's start with the question answers today. And the first question, it is a very small answers, or you can say one word answer, or just answer in 10 to 20 words. That is, the first question is define Constitution. So you know that Constitution is a set of rules according to which a country is governed. So you as I hope you have all write the answers. The constitution of a country is a set of rules according to which it is governed. So this is the definition of constitution, just one line, and that is enough. Okay, the second question is, who led our country in the salt satyagraha movement? It is a very simple answer. Gandhi ji, Mahatma Gandhi. He was the one who led salt satyagraha movement. Now the next question is, name the march that Mahatma Gandhi undertook to break the salt law. उस मार्च का नाम बताओ जो कि महात्मा गांधी ने किया था टू ब्रेक द सॉल्ट लॉ. दैट इज़ डानी मार्च in 1930. Okay, here we completed. There are just 3 questions with 3 short questions. Now come to the next part, that is the long answer part. Not very long, it's just a long answer part. Why was the Dowry Prohibition Act? Again I would repeat the question number 1. Why was the Dowry Prohibition Act of 1961 considered to be inadequate? जो 1961 में जो डाउरी प्रोहिबिशन एक्ट बना था वो इनएडिक्वेट क्यों था, क्यों उसको प्रॉपरली फॉलो नहीं किया गया? बिकॉज उसमें तो कोई वही नहीं था, कोई इम्प्रिजनमेंट की बात ही नहीं थी. देयर इज़ नो, उसमें तो सिर्फ प्रोहिबिशन मना कर दिया गया था, लेकिन उस पर कोई पनिशमेंट नाम की कोई चीज़ नहीं थी. दैट वाज लेटर एडेड इन 1986. सो व्हाई, सो द फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन इज़, व्हाई वाज द Dowry Prohibition Act of 1961 considered to be an inadequate? So here we will the answer is, the Dowry Prohibition Act was passed on 1961 to prohibit the demanding, giving and taking of dowry. Whether dowry as described as the Dowry Prohibition Act is the demand for property by the groom's relatives from the bride's parents. An amendment was made to the 1961 in 1981 Act of 1961 in 1981, which made payment or acceptance of dowry is a punishable offence, which was not mentioned in 1961 Act. When this Prohibition Act, Dowry Prohibition Act passed in 1961, there was no such thing that taking of dowry or demanding of dowry or giving of dowry is an punishable offence. But now in 1981 this thing has been added to it, that it is a punishable offence now, and as well as there is an imprisonment of 5 years. But तो इसलिए वो 1961 वाला inadequate था. Okay, the next question is, what do you understand by the concept of rule of law? It is again, the answer is rule of law. The framers of the Constitution had visualized that the rule of law must always prevail in order to help India occupy a credible position as a democratic country. In its basic form, it means that no one is above law. First thing first, तो ये पहली चीज़ हो गई. The framers of the Constitution had visualized that the rule of law must prevail in order to help India to to occupy a credible position as a democratic country. Full stop. In its most basic form, it means that no one is above law. यहाँ तक हो गया. Then rule of law demands that people occupying position in different organs of the state and holding power should be guided by law and not be allowed to act as an arbitrary manner or an unlawful manner. तो रूल ऑफ लॉ का मतलब यही होता है कि जो भी हमारे यहाँ हमारी गवर्नमेंट को रूल कर रहा है या जो भी हमारी गवर्नमेंट चला रहा है, किसी एक बंदे के पास वो पावर ना आ जाए. नॉट तो अनलॉफुल मैनर से हमारा कंट्री ना चले या आर्बिट्री पावर्स किसी एक बंदे के पास ना आ जाए. सो दैट इज़ ऑल अबाउट द कंसेप्ट ऑफ रूल ऑफ लॉ. And nobody is above law, first thing first, and the second is that no one is allowed to act in a unlawful manner. Now come to the third question. In the constitutional framework, who enacts, implements and interprets the law? It is a very very simple question. हमारा जो कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल फ्रेमवर्क है, यानी कि जो हमारा कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन है, इसमें क्या चीज़ बोली गई है कि कौन क्या करेगा. हु इनैक्ट्स, कौन उसको बनाएगा, कौन लॉ को बनाएगा, कौन उसको इम्प्लीमेंट करेगा, कौन उसको इंटरप्रेट करेगा. सो यू नो द आंसर दैट which organ of the government can make the law? Legislature. So legislature enacts the laws, executive implements the laws, and judiciary interprets the law. So here is the answer: legislature enacts, executive implement, and judiciary interprets the law. That's all. The answer is just this. बहुत छोटा सा आंसर था ये. Why did महात्मा गांधी decide to break the salt law? महात्मा गांधी ने ऐसा क्यों डिसाइड किया कि सॉल्ट लॉ बंद हो जाना चाहिए? Because the Salt Act had given the government the sole right to manufacture salt. So एक तो सॉल्ट एक्ट के द्वारा गवर्नमेंट को ये अकेला, जो ब्रिटिश गवर्नमेंट थी उसको ये अकेला हक था कि वही सॉल्ट को मैन्युफैक्चर कर सकता है. इफ़ एनीबडी एल्स मेड सॉल्ट, the salt could be confiscated and the offender sentenced to 6 month imprisonment. The British government had complete monopoly over the manufacture of salt. Therefore Gandhiji termed the salt tax as in the most inhuman tax, and that's why he revolted against it. That's all the answer. Now come to the very long answer part. That is the answers the following question in 80 to 100 words. Now first question of this part is, what is the importance of the constitution? Constitution क्यों important है? Because the constitution of a country is a set of rules according to which it is governed. It is acceptable to all citizens and it lays down the foundation of a good society. और ये ही हमारी पूरी सोसाइटी को अच्छा बनाती है, एक तरीके से चलना सिखाती है कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन. इट इज़ द सुप्रीम लॉ ऑफ द कंट्री. इट इज़ अगेन जस्ट राइट इट डाउन एवरीथिंग, वॉट एवर आई एम टेलिंग इन इंग्लिश, दैट्स ऑल द आंसर. सो द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन ऑफ अ कंट्री is a set of rules according to which it is governed. It is acceptable to all its citizens, and lays down the foundation of a good society. It is the supreme law of the country, and legislations of the state must be accordance to the principle laid down in the constitution. So this is your G1. Next, the G2 part is, how has the Untouchability Act helped in reducing inequality in the society? जो हमारा अनटचेबिलिटी ऑफेंसेस एक्ट था 1955 का, इसने किस तरह से हेल्प किया इनइक्वालिटी को सोसाइटी में होने से. हाउ इट हेल्प रिड्यूसिंग इनइक्वालिटी इन द सोसाइटी. दैट अंडर दिस एक्ट देर आर सर्टेन प्रोविजन्स विच आई एम गोइंग टू एक्सप्लेन, which I am going to tell you. The first provision is, certain acts were declared as offences when done on grounds of untouchability. तो पहला इस अनटचेबिलिटी एक्ट में पहला प्रोविज़न यही था कि कोई भी अनटचेबिलिटी के को प्रैक्टिस करने वाले को उसको पनिशेबल ऑफेंस की तरह ही लिया जाएगा अगर कोई अनटचेबिलिटी करेगा किसी भी तरह का. So certain acts were declared as offenses when done on grounds of untouchability. The second thing, it formulated punishment for such offenses like denial or admission to any person to public institution like place of worship, schools, hospitals, subjecting any person to disability with regard to access to any shop, hotel, or with regard to use of sources of water, road, etc. An amendment to the Act in 1976 declared the practice of untouchability a legal offence punishable by law through imprisonment of 1 or 2 years. So these are the prohibition of untouchability in the Constitution, thus given a realistic and effective shape by the Act. तो ये आपका पूरा आंसर हो गया. G2. Now come to the G3, that is discuss the role played by women in the anti-liquor agitation. Anti-liquor agitation में औरतों का क्या रोल था? There was a big role of women. So the women were the first. The people of Andhra Pradesh realized that alcoholism was adverse, affecting the economy of the state and ruining the physical and mental fitness of the menfolk. So the agitation for imposing a ban on the auction and sale of liquor was spontaneous one, and it started as an offshoot of the adult literacy drive in the interior village of Andhra Pradesh. It was the first of its kind after independence. The people of state widely campaigned in favor of the Prohibition Act. The movement was initiated by women who were in the forefront of the movement. यहाँ से आंसर स्टार्ट होता है. The movement was initiated, the anti-liquor agitation movement was initiated by the women who were in the forefront of the movement. Many organizations also joined them. At several places women destroyed or burned the arak shops, यानी कि बहुत सारे ऐसे जगह थे जहाँ पे औरतों ने इन सारे शराब की दुकानों को जलाया भी था. They have burned, they have destroyed the shops. Many arak shops were closed down. So the state government, which enjoyed substantial revenue from the sale of arak, they strongly opposed the movement for some years, but was unable to stop the attacks, and so it was forced to impose a ban on the sale of arak, or you can say sale of liquor. So here the major role was played by women in the anti-liquor agitation. Here we complete the whole chapter of Civics, chapter 1, Indian Constitution. Now we will move further with our next hopefully online classes with the Microsoft team, and that's all for today. We will continue with our periodic syllabus. Thank you. Stay safe, stay at home.